guys. Let's see. I am live. Okay, good. Don't worry. It stops freaking out once I have the game in the foreground. Like now. Of course, I've never seen it freak out like that in the past. Either it wouldn't show the game, or it would show the game just fine whether it was in the foreground or not. Never seen it go into that weird flickering if it wasn't in the foreground. But regardless, here we are. And see that flickering there? I just don't get it. All right. Hi, guys. It's me. I got the $15 DLC for the new class. And this is Flammabilia. Got her up to level 18, just playing around a little bit with the class. Like the class so far. Really good with the fire. And Merry Christmas as well. A bit early for us North Americans. Alright, and we're clear, we're ready to go. Let's travel to the next location. Kill stuff. Oh, not yet. That's right, not yet, not yet. I need to go back to the command bridge and find myself a banner. It's a piece of equipment I don't have yet. Don't actually see any banners. I assumed it was a piece of equipment. Maybe it's a selectable? For our faith abilities? I don't think so. Stoic Endurance, Ardent Onslaught. Oh, I can go into the foresight. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see what do we have. There. Yes, everything is as it should be. Now, travel to the next location. Good evening, guys. Ho ho ho! Good evening to those of you who have joined me. And those who haven't joined me, well, they can just go to hell. No. Well, I mean, if they want to. Who am I to tell them what to do? So, it's a new season, as well as the new DLC, so I'm having to level up.
Die unclean.
The new weapon set here is a flamer and I can't remember the name of the offhand. Flamer and brazier. Not brazier, brazier.
Smash the tyrant!
For the Emperor!
Down with
And the flamer is really good in that this attack leaves a burning area on the ground, which actually deals a lot of freaking damage. And the second that is a flamethrower, relatively short range skill. But is really good for dealing with bosses and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's a dead end over here, but I kind of have to check. Even if it's filled with mobs, I kind of have to check. It's my yeah, filled with mobs. destroy more of those big red tanks. As when I destroy 50 of them, after like 20. That will open up a new line in the spec tree. The heat line, which will be good because, well, I'm mostly doing fire damage. And just fire and kind of forget him, and he'll burn out on his own. Because between the flaming death that I gave to him directly, there's also the AE flaming death. And I overheated. I was enjoying burning things alive so much I overheated. You know. It happens.
Recoil unclean.
Recoil unclean. These guys are just running up and dying in the fire. Kind of like that. Nothing in the way of goodies over here? Sigh. No goodies. Well, we'll use the Shrine of Escalation and move on and murder more bad guys. Because they deserve it.
Burn, burn.
It's 40K. The universe is a fucked up place. Of course, you can certainly hold an opinion that it's not 40K. It's
The Emperor's light is
2022,
found.
and the galaxy's a fucked up place. I think that's a defensible position to hold. Box of goodies. Well, somewhat limited goodies. I need to rescue the tech priest from captivity. What I'm here to do. Not just to murder people, but to save people as well. Although save may be a bit generous to describe what happens to anybody in 40K. Everything is awful for pretty much everybody all the time. Now he took control of me as I sprint in.
I have found him, Captain, but it is too late. The tech priest seems beyond repair.
Switching. Language module. From Cant Mechanicus to Gothic.
Thank the Emperor.
Alright, we have rescued him. We have another box of goodies. Never, ever leave behind a box of goodies. It just makes no sense. And sometimes just blowing stuff up for fun is profitable as well.
For the Emperor.
A level up. Oh, got a bad guy. I missed one. You know, the ground is still burning here, so anything that had been standing on that would be taken advantage. One of the big advantages to this weapon is that it lights them on fire, but also sets the ground on fire. So anything unwise to stand on the flaming ground, well, it hurts. Much as you would expect flaming ground to do, it actually hurts. You have a big bad guy coming. We had a big bad guy coming. He's all dead.
Overheat.
I overheated. Got a little bit excited, you know, the way you do. Sometimes, you know, you're burning up the evils, the chaos, bad guys. And it's just so much fun. You get a little carried away. Who hasn't had that happen while you're murdering people? A lot. Hey, Willie. I have rescued the tech priest. achievement unlocked. Display of Valor. Presumably one of the new achievements for the new class. I've reached level 19. Open up Deflector Field. Saintly Deed. Sacred Immolation. Creates 3 cones of flame dealing heat damage. If only one cone hits, enemies gain 150% range damage for 6 seconds. If all 3 hit, gain 50% physical damage. Well, physical damage. When I can set things on fire, don't bring it. We are still working our way up in the heroic deed to open up the heat attacks. I have a bunch of stuff already. Oh no, I'm still working on that. I am doing reasonably well. Critical hits. We got all of those taken care of. Switch to combat. Don't remember where we were going next. Area effects? Area effects, I think. Had a nice day yesterday with my bro. Got some groceries in place for today and tomorrow. Holy sensor. Thunderbolt of Authority I like, but the heat damage bonus is really, really good. No. No. Actually, they're on strike this year.
How's our new guest? I'd like to talk to him.
The tech priest is being treated.
What of the roommate?
Their leader, Colonel and...
I must commend.
Is he speaking to us yet? No, not yet. And I will continue to sell stuff rather than deconstructing it for crafting bits. She's got anything useful for me? Possibly better. I think the experience bonus makes the first one slightly better than what I'm currently wearing. We will go to the next location. I hope your Christmas Eve is going in a reasonably acceptable fashion. I try not to set too high a bar. I hope you're having a great Christmas Eve. How many people are really having a great Christmas Eve unless you're a little kid?
Recoil, unclean.
What am I looking for? I need to exterminate all enemies. Oh, I hate kill all missions in every game ever made. Hate them. Also, not a fan of them. They're such lazy game design. We'll just have them kill everyone. And they can be such a pain in the asses. You've got to track down the last few, at least in this game when they give you a kill all. They also will give you a countdown for the last few and show them on the map. Once you've got them like 90% dead, they'll show the last few. So that helps, but still, screw kill all missions. Hate them. Do I hate them more than escort quests? That's a tough call. Escort quests are really bad too. I would say kill all are probably not quite as bad as escort quests. Escort quests are pretty much the worst. Every MMO designer. Railroad quests? You mean quests you've got to do to make progress? Because depending on the game, that can be understandable. But yeah, they are certainly annoying.
Overheat.
I overheated. Oh, back and forth between locations? Yeah, they're terrible. Historically, Latro has a lot of those. Especially if you get late into the epic books in the original game. Back and forth between Rivendell and I can't remember the name of the place. The storyline location.
The Emperor's light
Was
has
awful.
found me.
There was no fast travel between the points, so you actually had to manually ride back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like a dozen times or more. Where basically it's talk to this person, talk to person two, talk to person one, talk to person two, back and forth between those two locations. It's awful. Somebody's still shooting at me. Oh, yeah. Not very good at picking up the extra mobs hanging around in the snowstorm, which, you know, I'm fine with. That's an environmental
Kill the
effect, so
heretic.
it looks cool, and if it actually functions, so much the better. Mildly annoying, but that's fine because, hey, games are not designed to be always unannoying. Sometimes they want them to be annoying. As I normally do for these, I go around the outside edge and then circle back into the middle. It's easier to miss a couple of mobs on the edge of the map than in the middle. Orbital beams, huh? Didn't even notice those. Where did the guy? I don't. Oh, no, they're there. It's so hard to pick up the little mobs like that in the snow.
Perish filth.
Perish filth. So, Henry Cavill has signed on as the actor and executive producer for a Warhammer 40K television series. I know somebody else is already making a television series on Warhammer 40K. One of the lore characters. So we're getting 2 40K TV shows.
Die, heretic.
But Cavill is a huge Warhammer 40K nerd, so there's hope with him being exec producer that they won't turn it into crap the way TV and movies tend to do with anything sort of game-based. He's just burning and burning. As an example, for instance, I've heard absolutely nothing, literally nothing good about the Halo series that was done. And when you've got a property like that, you know, you don't have to be slavish in following the lore, but you've got to be respectful of what the fans are expecting and want. If not, they're just going to shit all over you. And that's exactly what happened with Halo. However, with Cavill in charge, as a Warhammer 40K enthusiast, I expect we will avoid that particular failing. Now, it may not succeed. We may find that it sucks for other reasons. But at least it won't be because he doesn't give a shit about the property.
Kneel to none.
Got them all. Let's see what we've got another little bit down here. I was going to say bit or batch, and putting those two together would have been inappropriate. Still got a fair number of them to go. Do not like this tile set, mostly because you can't see, and therefore you can't really make out the differences in elevation and stuff. Which makes pathing annoying. Trying to pick your path when there are a whole lot of obstructions, but you can't even see them.
Die, unclean.
Die, unclean. Let's watch him just burn. He's
For the
burning, and
Emperor.
he's dead. And where are we missing? One or more? Not far away. here. That should be good.
Burn! Burn!
And the kill all mission is complete. Yay. Unlocked type of banner. I finally opened up the banner type. I was wondering when that was going to show up. Character, we have 1 point available. Okay, and a spec point available. We didn't make any progress on that. No. Yeah, that's good. Wait, was there another one there? Did I have multiple points? I had multiple points. Cool. Let's see. Well, immediately we can talk to her.
Inquisitor, you have.
I am Inquisitor Helena
Yes,
Goslar,
yes,
and
Helena.
I
You
have an
know, you're
assignment
Helena.
for you.
Helena Wheels.
I am aware that you are conducting.
Yep, 3 ships with evil bad guys, as opposed to, I suppose, good bad guys. Which, and we will sell. Take a look at that. Suppression passive detected. Yeah, I don't think so. Yay! Our crafting dude
As
is
I've
back.
already explained, I must.
Correct.
Did you help?
We supplied,
So close.
according to
And if
only one.
I'm going
I have
to.
gone through this
Acknowledge.
dialogue stuff before. It does have a story. But you've played. It's like Diablo. If you've played the story a bunch, the story is not that interesting anymore. Although I would say this is better than like the Diablo 2 or 3 storylines. Tech tree. I do not have enough purple points, I think, to open anything yet. Correct. Oh, 75. I can open that. That's fusion. Enables rerolling of numeric values. Individual enchantments. That's the one I probably go first. Well, actually, this one's got to go first. And then this one's got to go first, then. Let's go ahead and buy it. We've opened it up. Now we can reroll the numeric values. This one will allow us to reroll enchantments. Don't suppose she's got a banner ready for me? Does she? I also should check and see if she's got a better weapon. Hand flamer and brazier. Sorry, brazier is the one we're looking for. No, that's a plasma pistol. Okay, looks like no. The answer is no. Answer is clear. Don't bother asking again later. If we picked up anything worth going with the perks, adds phone. Stack to the target based on the damage type of critical hit. No. Damage bonus for channeled skills. That's really good because my primary attacks are both channeled skills. I will travel to the next location. Hoth. Evidently the next location is Hoth. I wonder if there'll be tauntauns.
I'm in. Tech priest. This might be a good time.
You are in an archaeotech.
Let me guess.
Cannot confirm. Still.
Bad guys. Nothing but bad guys. Well, you know, chaos. They're filth and scum. But it's nice when they will voluntarily run into your flaming ground fields and croak. And these ones even float, and they still will float into your flaming
Recoil
fields.
unclean. Perish, filth. Overheat. Overheat.
Sometimes overheat, in which case I can swap to my other weapon, which is projectile weapon. So it doesn't overheat, but it does run out of ammo. Which means that when I remember to, always reload. But I'm building this as a area of effect fire build, and nothing that way. Feel free to lurk. I myself frequently lurk. Not in my own channel, in other streamers. You know.
Overheat.
Definitely need to get some of the enchantments to
The Emperor's light has found me.
increase my heat reservoir, so to speak. Just let him burn out. Dump, dump, dump. It's a level. Nice of them to just keep walking into the flaming ground. It's chaos. They're not that smart. They're just not. You hesitate to, typify anybody like that. But I guess once you've, been turned into a chaotic hell beast, it changes your perception.
Gate closed. Deactivate the lockdown
Hey there,
mechanisms
buddy.
on the sentry pillars.
Happy
Mhm.
Eve.
These two mechanical columns?
Correct. Warning. Manual override will activate the alarm system.
I'm just destroying chaos tonight. A little casual
Incoming gas attack.
chaos
Time
destruction.
to leave this lovely place. Done. But the stench won't go away that easy.
And we set him on fire and the ground on fire. Look at those numbers, and then he explodes. It's lovely. There's something inherently satisfying about dots. More dots. Okay. And now everyone's going to want to come and play.
Warning. Alarm system activated.
Well, yeah. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
First override sequence has been initiated. Proceed to the second sentry pillar.
I will proceed to the second sentry pillar. And on the way, I'll murder any bad guys. Murder is harsh.
Die, heretic.
I will provide the Emperor's justice.
My ears are bleeding. I must stop this Emperor-forsaken noise. And it's gone. Now where was I?
He's burning and he blew up.
Warning. Alarm system activated.
Yeah. Good evening, Sofa Sith Lord. Well, I have spent, not so much on the sofa, but certainly on a chair is where I've done the majority of my Sith kind of behaviors. So, yeah. Welcome.
Die, heretic.
Also, die heretic. As long as you're not a sofa heretic, I think we're probably okay.
Kill the heretic.
I'm trying to kill the heretic. The heretic seems to be less enthused about my effort there. 1 second. Let me finish activating the sentry pillar, which will summon up 3 turrets that will exterminate the bad guys that are coming. And there's the turrets coming up, murdering the bad guys.
Lockdown terminated.
Thank you.
Proceed to the
You now
gate.
get my one spiel that I have. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. And a happy Christmas Eve. Merry, I guess. We're supposed to be merry. Yeah. It's so confusing. You are most kind. I am withholding my liquid merriment until tomorrow night. So I'm married but sober tonight. Tomorrow night, though.
A demon host. What have you been up to here, Tech Priest?
According to the records,
I dated
you
her.
located Subject 12 Kappa. Subject broke security protocol and annihilated 99.72% of personnel, thus initiating lockdown protocols.
You experimented with
Oh,
this.
if you're
Are
a
you
Warhammer
insane?
40K
The
fan,
creation of a
it's
demon
worth
host
trying.
condemns the
If you're an
whole soul to
ARPG
eternal
fan,
torment.
it's worth trying.
Initiating
If you're both of
empathy
those
modulator.
things, it is definitely
Attempt
in my
failed.
opinion. And I'm not any sort of Warhammer 40K, hardcore player. I'm familiar with large parts of the lore, mostly because
Burn, burn.
you find out something interesting and you check out the wiki, and then you go from wiki page to wiki page for like an hour or 10. He's going to burn himself to death. Him too. Uther's Tarot. Very nice. I will
I
pick
have
that
found
up.
Uther's tarot. Now what?
What you have in your possession is a special tool that Uther Tiberius designed for his grand
The
project.
Two Tide games are certainly a
Psychoactive
good
cards that can
introduction
allow
to it. If
communication
you're an
through
ARPG
visions.
fan, I think you'll
Like
like
the
this a lot.
Emperor's Tarot.
Incorrect. Uther's tarot
I am
is
playing
quite
the new
different from
class
the
that was
Emperor's
just
tarot,
added in the
both
last couple of
symbolism
years.
and craftsmanship, but it is indeed a very potent tool.
You must talk me through it when I get back to the ship.
Perish, filth.
Okay, time for a little bit of flamethrower reaction then. No chests full of loot? The hell? I have played a little bit of the first one of Total War. The Total War games absolutely should grab me. I've been buying them off and on for years. I think starting with the first Shogun Total War they did. And they just never quite grabbed me, and I don't know why. I definitely prefer 40K to the regular Warhammer. Regular Warhammer is pretty standard fantasy stuff for the most part. Whereas Warhammer 40K is got sort of a fantasy / science fiction bent and is dark as fuck, and there's something about the 12-year-old in me that still enjoys the really dark, grim dark, edgy stuff. Yeah, I've tried a bunch of them over the years. And they absolutely should be right in my wheelhouse. Strategy games like that. Although, I guess maybe part of it is just that it really pays to use the tactics part. And the unit command system and everything never grabbed me that much. I think that's probably the biggest issue for me. Let's see. But I did watch, I don't remember who it was, somebody playing the Three Kingdoms one for a while. I think it was Ziggy D. Dominion armor. No. My first banner. Instead of the Holy Censer. Let's see. What does it give? Banner with hit points. Heals. Every enemy killed within banner range heals allies for additional. What do I think? What do I think? Yeah, give it a shot. Why not? Let me set this here. We'll hold on to that one. Plasma pistol and brazier. No, I'm using hand flamer and brazier. Yeah, it is a lot of micromanagement. And a lot of it is to really micromanage, you need to be hitting space to stop the action a lot, and that's kind of not where my interest in those sorts of games lie. I'm more interested in the grand strategy of stuff, but I feel silly having bought a game like Total War Warhammer and not trying to optimize by playing out the tactical battles, even when I don't find that very interesting or as interesting. Damage, faith, hit points, more hit points. I'll have to give up the 10% XP. I guess I'll do that. Neural implant, no. Inoculator, no. Dot duration is nice. Yeah, that's actually worth it. Main implant, no. Neural implant, that's a lot more suppression, a little warp resistance, more faith. I can't. The other one's got so many more additional goodies. Another Celestian armor, less damage reduction, less faith. Wow, that's really not very good. Ooh, my first legendary armor, relic quality armor. Chance to trigger Thunderbolt of Authority. That's really good. I want to put that in there in case I decide I want it back, and that in there in case I want it back. And we'll sell this. Actually, I will not sell it.
Tech
I
priest,
now have...
I have obtained Uther's tarot.
Research is
If a
Yes,
deck,
yes.
correct.
Pardon me, I'm
Wait.
skipping through the
defined.
I will.
storyline stuff because I've done it so much. I can salvage. I will salvage all the blue and the green and the purple and the relic quality. Okay. Anything new in our faith abilities? Let's see. Right, that's the banner of benediction. The divine force is the shield. And we will replace... Oh, we can't replace that. All right, well, we'll stick with this for now. Battle fervor or faith on every dot tick. I think that one's still over here. I keep forgetting I can trigger myself and go into I'm an angel of death mode. I keep forgetting to use that. Use Uther's tarot.
Uther's tarot is showing me a vision of the martyr.
It's a vision.
I've been expecting a prophetic message, but what I see is a nightmare. The fever dream of someone
Nachtmare.
on that ship.
I'm ready to AFK for a second, refill my cup, and leave you with the movie.
There are places in this universe where madness reigns. Dominions of evil, where the taint of the other world trickles through. The Martyr is one of these places, and fate has brought me to this haunted ship. The Martyr has been drifting in the warp for millennia. The wandering fortress monastery of Uther Tiberius has become an enigma I need to solve. I have sacrificed everything to find this ship. I've been hunting relentlessly for the Martyr since I pledged myself to this cause. Driven by my sacred oath, I've been roaming the Caligari sector for decades. I killed. I bargained. I made pacts and broke them, only to succeed where others have failed. And I'm still paying the price for my curiosity. I have lost so much. I have lost my mentor. I keep losing my allies. I've been stranded on a derelict filled with the filth of Nurgle and the failed experiments of Uther Tiberius. But I must prevail. Uther believed that the flesh was only a vessel. He thrusted his chosen ones into vile darkness and prayed to the God Emperor to turn them into holy weapons. He might have stumbled along the way, and it falls upon me to finish what he had begun. I believe that the Martyr holds the key to our salvation. There is something hidden.
And I'm
in
back.
this ship
And I
that
remembered
could
this
change the
time
future of
to remove the
Imperium.
AFK sign.
I will cleanse this place with holy fire and righteous
Every
wrath.
once in a while, the old man
I will
remembers.
be transformed by pain and faith. I will find the secret of Uther Tiberius.
Oh, new level reached. Back to
Captain,
Winter.
I know where the martyr is.
Did those cards tell you that? Really?
You could say so.
We have arrived at the coordinates you
does.
provided. I don't know how you did.
We continue to be impressed by...
Yes, they're impressed by me because I'm just that cool. The Martyr is back. The Martyr is the name of the ship that we're trying to discover the mystery of. We're the Inquisitor. The ship is the Martyr.
Requesting immediate status updating.
The turrets didn't open fire this time.
Obviously. My calculations predicted.
I'm rather pleased you didn't mention.
Now you will need to access the
Wait, I have
Incoming
At your
hostiles.
command.
Minefield. We'll just drop the minefield over here. It helps if I hit the right button. In case you hadn't noticed, it helps when you actually hit the right button.
Die, maggots! Die!
Just keep walking into the flaming floor.
For the Emperor!
It makes me happy when you guys do that. Just keep doing it.
kill the heretic.
Kill the heretic. I mean, what else are you gonna do with him?
Drench me with your blood. Dodge this.
Recoil, unclean.
Die, Inquisitor. Say at your command.
Chaos cultists. Vile creatures. Also not necessarily the sharpest knives in the block. I have played a bunch. I think in a lot of ways the Space Marine is the most straightforward in that it's just big freaking guns. But it's less interesting, I think, than most of the other classes. The Psyker is really strong, but you do have to be careful. It is a little bit of... It is pretty easy for it to start doing damage to itself. But if you like a caster type class,
Onwards! Don't ready
the
to
Psyker is
fight.
probably the best. This is the new class, so I don't know the sort of any of the subtleties. There was the class that came out, I think, with Prophecy, where it's a pet class. You have your robots.
I'm ready for my trial of faith.
I overheated again. Fortunately, I've got friends
Now you'll pay, scum.
to take care of things until my guns manage to drop their heat. The one class I've played the least by far is the sort of thief-like class. I can't remember the name of off the top of my head.
For the Emperor!
They all play quite differently. If I had to pick one,
At your command.
you know, this is the only game I'm going to play for the next 3 months, and I can only play one class. I'm probably going with the Psychers.
Captain, I've cleared the area, but the rest of the hangar is still crawling with mutants. I can't leave the transport here undefended.
So far, it's very good, and
Do you want me to order it
this
back?
weapon combo of
Not yet.
Flamer
I might
and
need it. In case the tech priest's
I can't
plan
remember the
doesn't
name
work
of the
out, I'll
fire
purge the
breathing
area
type thing.
first.
I'll get it in a sec. Of Flamer and Brazier are very, very good. The Flamer is very strong because it does AE damage and it drops a fire field on the ground. So everything that walks into it also gets set on fire.
Drench me with your blood. Eat.
And area effect stuff is always really good for dealing with the bosses, because the bosses can drop, well, I was going to say ungodly, but pretty much all of the bad guys are ungodly. They can drop really huge amounts of damage in a hurry. And so the ability to set them on fire and then run around is a significant defensive benefit as well. Because this class I don't think has as much in the way of defense as like the Space Marines.
This is Lord Inquisitor Klosterheim speaking. I trust that you can hear me, but my current circumstances are not ideal for transmissions. I don't know who you are. I don't even know what you look like, so don't take this personally. But you are an Inquisitor, that much I gathered from the snippets of your Vox signal on the Inquisitorial channels. I must command you to leave the Martyr immediately.
Good luck with that.
You have stumbled
Set him
upon
on
an
fire.
investigation that has been
Set him on
sanctioned by the
fire.
Caligari
Come back over
Conclave,
here and he's dead.
and which might have a huge impact on Holy Terror. Your presence here might lead to unnecessary complications. Leave now, and may the Emperor be with you.
Yeah, I just started playing Sororitas last night. A little bit. Got him up to 18, I think. Her.
For the chaos.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I've never played much with any of the sort of melee
Inquisitor, you can
classes.
proceed with your priority assignment.
Generally
According to
speaking,
my
in
analysis,
most
you have
MMOs and
eliminated
like,
78.65% of the local hostile forces.
and also in
The automatic
ARPGs,
defenses of your transport
they do tend
can
to
easily
play the
handle the
ranged
rest if
classes
needed.
more than the melee.
So you had an idea about
Although
the
there is a
teleport
melee
beacons.
version of this
Correct.
class that looks really
You need to
good.
find a functioning
Drive
cogitator and access the teleport
a
beacon map of the
whirlwind
deck.
type, a spin to
Your
win,
chances of
because
thoroughly
those are always
exploring a
fun.
fortress monastery this size are minuscule. You need to be able to avoid traveling long distances on foot.
There's just something about the cyclone, whirlwind type classes
Next
that's
time
fun.
I should act faster. Much faster.
Oh, nurglings.
Dodge this. Forward.
Overheat.
I did overheat, damn it. Definitely need to work on getting some of the increasing my heat reservoir skills. Because right now I feel a little vulnerable that I can't attack for too long without overheating. Loot! Give me loot! Nom, 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 nom. I don't want to say the key to a successful ARPG is the loot, but it sure helps. I tried to warn him in the Magic Arena game, Magic the Gathering Arena, or no, Legends, sorry, Magic the Gathering Legends game that Cryptic brought out.
I am humbled
I got
by
into
your
the
dedication,
alpha, actually.
and I admire
And I told
your
them, you guys have
decisions.
got to add loot, or stop calling it an ARPG. Because ARPG
Inquisitor,
players are
what
kind of
happened?
I
fucking
saw
shit all over you
something.
for no
A
loot.
revelation, I'd say. Possibly a holy vision.
With all due respect,
Nonsense.
allow me.
And that was what happened. The ARPG players were expecting what they always expect with an ARPG, you know, a loot-driven game, and that one wasn't. Keep coming, keep walking. There we go. He just had to keep walking a little bit further, and then he'd die like those guys did.
I shall flay you alive.
Well, he was planning on flaying me alive. I don't think it worked out quite the way he was expecting.
Die unclean.
Meat for the chaos maw. Unleash death.
Oh, it was nice of them to all just keep coming. Oh, a couple of them smarted up. Decided that maybe they shouldn't walk into the glowy, hot, red areas of the floor. More loot. I do wish there was a little bit of UI controllability so that I could more easily have, like, under me, have the heat gauge. But you can't have everything. Although I'm not quite sure why not. Missed me, missed me. Now you gotta stand still and burn. And him too. Got everybody? We did.
I found the cogitator.
Cogitator.
What now?
Another level for me. Level 23. Scion sniper training. We're at 18 out of 50 to open up heat attacks. I'd really like to open them. And
You have the results of my phys.
Let me be very clear. Even a genius.
What are you talking? I'm an.
Normally.
pardon me
I
for
know.
skipping through the story stuff. As I said, I've seen it before, and it is time consuming. Ooh, blueprint. And we've got.
I have the map of the local
The teleport.
That sounds.
The analytical.
How?
First you
And we will go through. We will deconstruct all our blues. Take a look at what's left over. Flamer and rod. Giggle. Neural implant. Big chunk of suppression. Additional passion. That's... I'll go with it. The one I currently have isn't bad, but it is a little down leveled. Purity seal. More suppression. Knockback on crit. It's not great. And flamer and brazier. Significant damage increase. Range damage bonus. Bonus loot quality. Focused burn. Yeah, that's just really much better, so we'll go with that. No, we didn't get anything there, so we deconstruct everything for crafty bits. Check our faith abilities, because you gotta have faith. Faith. Oh, stop singing right there. Sacred immolation. Well, that just sounds fun. It's only good for me, though, if it hits one cone, not all three. Currently have, that's the default. That's the right click. You'll note they deal tremendous heat damage on hit. Who doesn't want tremendous heat damage? Those all seem good. I have only run in a couple of times to mobs where I felt it was necessary to turn on my super skill. Well, they would like to tell you that faith is the cornerstone. The real cornerstone is a weapon that turns things into a fine mist or powder. Or possibly ash, in my case. You might call it faith, but their degree of faith kind of borders on insanity. For instance, without a spoiler, the driving force behind the initial storyline of Martyr
You need to find Lord
is
Klosterheim, but you lack the
more
data on his
insanity than
whereabouts.
faith.
Consequently,
How should I do that?
correct.
Should I know?
This information.
I did overheat. Damn it, I thought I'd given it a long enough break, but obviously I had not, and I feel shame. Shame! Shame! Definitely need to increase my heat capacity. I need to find the noosphere cogitator. Watch him burn, burn, burn. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's that away. Mm-hmm.
Tech Priest, what shall I do when I find the mainframe cogitator?
Mines on the floor. You've got to watch
Place
the
7
mines.
incense sticks around the terminal. Cleanse your soul of harmful emotional subroutines. Recite the litany of mainframe access.
You are aware that I can't perform any of those, right?
Burn, burn, burn,
Noted.
burn.
I suggest that you open up the screen and enter your inquisitorial all-access codes.
Really, what's the point in having all your super secret stuff if my codes get me past everything? I almost overheated. I think those are the things I need to blow up. No, those are not the things I need to blow up. Huh, I thought those were the things I needed to blow up. Now I don't know what it is I need to blow up to open up the heat spectre.
You wanted to talk to me, Inquisitor?
I need more information on Cloisterheim. I'm very close now to him, but I'm still in the dark about his obsession with the martyr. You used to be part of his retinue. What is he looking for?
An ancient secret, that's all I know. But you are mistaken, by the way. It's not only his obsession. There are others like him. Inquisitors dedicating their lives to seeking the legend of Uther Tiberius.
Like a group of specialists.
I'd rather call them a secret sect. Before he rose through the ranks, he used to serve under a Lord Inquisitor who was similarly obsessed
We've got a big
with the
ugly
hunt
mob
for
over
the
there, a
martyr.
Nurgle Harbinger.
It must have rubbed off on him, you know. Turned him into a fanatic.
I'm ready for my trial of faith.
He's burned, and he's dead. I didn't want to do it. He made me do it. Fanatics, you know, what am I supposed to do?
Perish, filth!
Nothing else in here. Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! Old cartoon reference. Lots of mobs.
These Nurgle outgrowths again. This area needs to be
Nurgle.
cleaned. Burn! Burn!
Good old Nurgle. Not the as impressive sounding as, say, Korn or Slanesh. Oh yeah. Nurgle is probably the easiest for them to implement in game terms, though. It's a whole bunch of little mobs. Is relatively easy to implement. In game terms. balance.
Inquisitor.
I haven't played
I was
Darktide.
thinking about our previous
I have watched it
conversation,
being played. I
and
have played a little
remembered
bit of
something.
Vermintide. Not much.
Something useful, I hope.
It's more like a rumor, to be honest. But you might want to know that Klosterheim's superior, the Lord Inquisitor I mentioned, was apprehended and killed by the Grey Knights.
The Grey Knights? What did he do?
I have no idea.
I overheated
but it
again,
must have
damn
been
it.
something serious.
I
to
leveled
earn
again.
that kind of
I'm okay with
attention.
that. Second.
And it would explain why his adept turned out the way he is. Even if he was found innocent that time.
Don't jump to conclusions just yet, Sergeant. The Inquisition moves in mysterious ways, Thorn.
The Inquisition.
It's never just light or dark.
What a
You should
show.
already know that.
One thing in this game you will learn to really dislike is the turrets. The pop-up enemy turrets are really annoying. Yeah, oh yeah. Although I have to say, personally, later Mel Brooks is a little hit and miss. I would lean more towards his best work being the work he did with other people, like Blazing Saddles and particularly Young Frankenstein. I consider Young Frankenstein and Life of Brian to be the two funniest movies in the world. Later, Mel Brooks, he didn't have anyone to rein him in, so he just did anything he thought was funny. I own a collector's edition of Young Frankenstein,
You have reached your destination.
and it
Access
includes
the
like a
terminal
half a
and
dozen
initiate emergency
of what they
shutdown.
describe as the last scenes that got cut from the movie, and none of them were funny. So those are the kind of scenes that would have made it into a later Mel Brooks movie, but in this case, because he was working with other people, you know, they said, yeah, this bit doesn't work. And every one of those they cut needed to be cut. They just were very disappointing. But that's how you make a good comedy, is knowing not just what's funny, but knowing when something isn't funny. Well, let me go ahead and increase my power so that I may appropriately, you know, deal with evil and chaos. You know, nothing is quite as good
destroyed
at
all the
purging
outposts of
evil
Level.
as
The whole
fire.
area
I think
has
we
been
can all
purged.
agree that fire is definitely the way to go when you want to purge some evil. Yeah, I think it's a problem. It happens a lot with movie makers who are seen as auteurs, who basically are given free reign to do whatever they want. A lot of times they can't see past their brilliant idea and see that some of their brilliant ideas aren't that brilliant. Well, let me grab the fat loot first.
Tech Priest,
Mayday.
and now...
The local network.
So that is my next...
Dun, dun. I can't remember which of them what it was that said it, but they Richard Pryor and Mel Brooks, when they talked about writing Blazing Saddles. One of them said that that Pryor wrote all the Jewish jokes and Mel Brooks wrote all of the black jokes. I think so. When it was released, it was only okay, but since then, the improvements they've made are really extensive and terrific improvements. They've added a seasonal system now. Yeah. They've added a seasonal system now. They've had a couple of expansions, and an additional class just came out. They've done a lot of work to take a sort of meh game and I think make it a lot better. If you're a 40K fan, it might be worth checking out. If you're an ARPG fan, it might be worth checking out. If you're both, I would have to say it is very worth checking out. Do I need talkies with any of these guys? Nope. We will get rid of our blues. And then do a quick green on check on our greens and stuff. Banner of Benediction. More hit points. More hit points. Reflect chance. Damage bonus for bleeding. I think the other one is probably better. Dominion armor. Faith. No. The inoculator. I kind of like the inoculator I've got. No. Maybe. Needs better stats. Give me better stats, guys. That's okay. That's some better stats. Oh, if it's on sale for $10, absolutely. Yeah, if it's on sale for $10, then especially going back to if you're an ARPG fan, give it a look, a closer look. Same is true for a Warhammer 40K. If you're both at $10, I would say it's a really good buy. I have no idea how good or not the PlayStation version is. I cannot speak to that. Not be informed, that's for sure. I don't think I knew there was a version, and I don't know what's included in the Ultimate. My guess would be everything up until the latest expansion, which just came out a week or two ago, but if it's a new product, then it might include that as well. Okay, we went through all this, and we are deconstructing it for crafting parts. Let's see, we have 41 purple. We need, what, 100? No, we need only 75 to open that up, and we can start reforging individual enchantments. Well, they did just come out with another DLC, like in the last 2 weeks. Hopefully, I would double check. I am playing the new class in the game here right now. Yeah, I would expect everything but the Sororitas, because they just came out. Literally, what, a week? 10 days? Something like that. But on the other hand, they may have included future DLCs. One of the things I do like is they added a seasonal system, similar to PoE or Diablo 3. They don't do it as often, but that's fine. A little more deliberate pace is fine for that kind of thing. I have more than gotten my money's worth. Obviously, I bought the expansions and the DLC. When it first came out, it was only okay. But they redid the game systems and everything, and they made a really solid game out of it. In my not so humble opinion.
Do you need me to reiterate the specifications of your...
I don't think so. I need to find the central switch in the generator room.
Yes, you'll at a certain as you go through the storyline, you will you'll rescue the medic.
Debates is currently very
You
low.
rescue the medic.
Be watchful. The janitorium is
They
protected by automated
open up,
defense
allowing you to
systems.
change the functions of your inoculator, your potion, and later on, a few missions after that, you'll rescue the tech priest, and I think after one more mission after that, that opens up the crafting. And basically, these NPCs join you on the bridge of your ship. You may have already picked him up and you just didn't notice that he actually is sitting on the ship now. I'll show you when I head back. I really dislike the turrets. By the way, that's not a complaint. That's an observation. They just suck. I only complain about stuff that's unfair. Yeah, especially if you're doing a lot of the side missions.
My ears are bleeding. I must stop this.
It may take a while for
noise. For the
some of the
Emperor.
NPCs to show up. Just keep burning, you fools, you fools. Oop, mines. Well, whatever I was shooting in the last mission, I hit a lot of things that are getting closer to allowing me to unlock the heat spec tree. And since this is primarily a heat build, a flamer build, that would be good. Burn, burn. Ooh. 1,000 credits I'll go out of my way for. Oh, so that's going to also include, there are some DLCs that you can buy with one of the in-game currencies. Those are not really play affecting, they're mostly the cosmetic stuff, so it probably includes those. And it may include the newer stuff as well. I just can't
An alarm
attest
signal.
to that
Really?
personally.
You are too late. Next time I should act faster. Much faster.
Whoops. I hate the turrets. Have I mentioned that I really don't like the turrets? It's possible I may have mentioned that once or twice. However, at least in this build, I can fire and forget. Set them on fire, dodge behind, let them keep shooting, let them keep burning. They can't dodge.
Tech Priest, I've noticed a large number of reinforced doors along the way. All of them shut tight. Do you have any idea where they could lead?
The X-loaded schematics lack the necessary information, but the energy consumption of the restricted chambers looks extremely high.
That doesn't sound very reassuring. The Emperor's light has found me.
Set them on fire, walk away. Set them on fire, walk away. Jerks. I don't think I got him. No, I did.
Die, unclean.
I think it's unfair to call the turrets unclean. I mean, they're just turrets. They're doing what they were built to do. They're not like chaos influenced, they're just turrets. Be kind to turrets. Destroy them,
Duty never
but
ends.
don't hate them.
I'm glad to see that some spark of the Imperial Creed still remains in the darkness of this wretched place.
Pardon me, I'm tripping balls again.
My duty will not end until I have carried out the task you gave me.
Did you say something, Inquisitor?
I had another.
I'm concerned about you.
Yeah. I'm tripping balls occasionally. It's fine. It's fine. Oop. These things teleporting in are really annoying. Eat flame, punks. Robots. Rebel engines. More of them. Just teleported in. Of course they did. Flamethrowers for the lot of you. I don't recognize that icon over there.
Die, heretic.
Oh, that's one of the seasonal things. The Shrine of Escalation. Not sure what it does other than presumably escalates something.
For the Emperor!
Over here, I saw some bad guys. Whatever the escalation is, it seems to make me move faster. So presumably shoot faster, move much faster. Holy crap. I look like a comedy movie.
Shutdown sequence successfully initiated.
Anything else I should be concerned?
Threat assessment in progress.
Access the mainframe cogitator. Ooh, the mainframe cogitator. And it is all the way back there.
Recoil unclean.
Recoil unclean. Oop, one of the big guys. Oh, another one of the big guys. We'll just set him on fire. We'll let him burn out. It's better to burn out than fade away. Rust never sleeps, baby. This is not the right way. I have chosen poorly. Beep, beep.
Perish, filth.
Just gotta burninate them, that's all. Follow the guidelines of Holy Trogdor and burninate them all. Another dead end. I thought those were the ones that were supposed to give me the required for unlocking the heat tree, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Stupid. Gosh darn turrets. Got them all. Torrent, no big thing. Loot. The Delicious loot. Oh, another bad guy.
You have reached your destination. Access the terminal and initiate emergency shutdown.
Alright, overheated there, but it was the last mobs that needed to die, so that's fine. Chests of goodness. More money, more problems. I actually never found that to be true. I found that more money meant less problems.
I'm here, Tech Priest.
It doesn't sound as cool.
Access the terminal. Your
Something is wrong.
I have analyzed.
I can't turn on.
Correct. Your
And we teleport back to the ship. Teleportation. Quick travel. Hearthstone. I remember when games didn't have those newfangled fast travel options. Here is the crafting guy. You can salvage, you can craft anything you've got recipes for. You can modify them either by re-rolling the numbers on the stats or re-rolling the stats entirely. Eventually you can forge them. You can change your appearance here, and you get access to the crafting tech tree here. And over here is the inoculator, the medic, the medic that allows you to fiddle around with your inoculators. The faith abilities are here. This, I believe, is the mech abilities for when you are running the class that is a robomancer. Then you got your storage. Let us salvage all the blue stuff. And then we'll take a look. Also, we've got our first one of these jobbers. You eventually can socket these sort of things into weapons and armor for different bonuses. Eviscerator. Tempting. It's got a great name. Armor piercing, sheared piercing, and armor breaking, and bonus loot. No, that one's good. Swap that one. Physical damage, critical damage. Celestion. Wow, that's really not good in comparison. The inoculator, no. The signum, more damage. Ooh, heat damage bonus, me likey. Let's see. Physical damage, damage bonus, damage and exposed, damage for channeled. That one is dots, and it's got the thunderbolt. No, the damage bonus is not good enough. Let's see, this one is it's a starter. Okay, the rest of them we deconstruct. Deconstruct blue, green, and purple. Next up. Again, on your first go through at least, you probably want to do all the story. Listen to the story stuff, read it where appropriate. At least if you're a 40K fan, or if you want to know more about the 40K universe. The 40K universe is incredibly, ridiculously deep because there's so much fiction and so many games and all the rule sets for the miniatures.
Where are you, Tech Priest? What are you waiting for? I'll clear the...
The Auger Center.
Also, there's a saying the devs have for, I believe, that they developed early on, that everything is canon, but not everything is true. So you can actually have fiction or games or stuff where they will be contradictory. And it's all canon. But it's not all necessarily.
Repent.
Repent. Or set you on fire and stuff. I don't want to set him on fire. I have to. The Emperor demands it.
Kill the heretic.
As he starts sprinting and then burns to death. It's got to be so sad to be a Chaos Critter. Getting totally pwned by an Inquisitor. But I'm only doing what the Emperor wants, Ooh. Shiny escalation cache. Oh, you heard all the clanks and different noises and stuff. That's got to be good. Anything in here? Anything? No. It has taken me many years of playing ARPGs to get over the need to explore every nook and cranny. Because boy, when I started playing ARPGs, believe me, every single map all the way through. And it's still difficult for me. To leave areas unexplored, that might have the loot I've been looking for my whole life. Don't. Oh. The Apostle of Nurgle didn't last long against my cleansing flames.
I've purged the place. Are you ready to join me now?
Initiating teleportarian launch sequence.
Are you ready?
Recharging devotion glands.
Devotion
Access
glands.
The sacred presence of the machine spirit.
Yeah,
itself.
maybe I don't want to be a
take
tech
yes.
priest when I grow up.
I'm expecting significant resistance.
Okay.
I'll
If I
protect you
grow up.
while you are working.
To date, that's not happening. We will drop a minefield there.
Die unclean.
Oh, big guy. Ow. Note to self, don't assume they're not a big guy. Might be a big guy. That, for instance, is a big guy. But we'll take care of him in short order. With fire.
Talk to me, tech priest.
Progress at 12 points.
I get it. You will...
And the tarantula.
Burn, burn.
Burn, burn, Disco Inferno.
Burn, burn.
Gotta keep burning them. Gotta burn them all.
Die, heretic.
Wave completed. We'll grab the loot. And run back.
Any progress,
Find
Tech
out how it's
Priest?
going.
Connecting to various identifications.
And they are still coming.
Another tarantula turret. We'll drop this one down here as well. Because that's the hardest to get to, is the down-looking stuff as opposed to the up, left, or right-looking stuff. They just keep coming and burning. Glorious. It's glorious. Set him on fire. It's the only way they learn, is setting them on fire. Another wave completed. That's 4 out of 5, I
Anything
think.
to report, Tech Priest?
Validation sequence in progress.
I'll take care of the next one.
Another tarantula. Set this one up. Oh, here.
Kill the heretic.
Kill the heretic. It's such an uplifting message, you know. Let's face it, most of these heretics I'm not directly killing. I'm setting the floor on fire underneath them, and then they're not getting out of the fire. Is that my fault? I don't think so.
Perish, filth.
I think it's a pretty straightforward rule that if you don't want to die in a terrible, flaming, unpleasant death, then don't step in the fire.
How long will this take, Tech
I guess
Priest?
it's 5 minutes.
Installing emotional dampers.
Got one more to go.
I'll take care of the rest until then.
Another tarantula turret. We'll drop that here. And a minefield, which we'll drop over here as well. Oh, something blew up and that hurt. A turret. Now, when the turrets are on your side, they're fun. Look at them mowing these SOBs down.
Recoil unclean.
Coil. It's catchy.
Are you ready to talk to me, Tech Priest?
Finally, you done?
Yes,
Jeez.
with it all.
Like an escort
We
quest
have
where
been
they don't
waiting for
move.
this opportunity for a long time.
Omicron?
No. This body is merely a temporary conduit.
The servitor in the hay.
It was an inadequate.
You want to stop Inquisitor?
Our goals correlate.
And another mission complete. Apart from the storyline, there's a whole array of endgame activities once you finish the story. you'll finish the story somewhere 45 to 50, 55 maybe. And levels go up to 100, and they provide a number of different activities that can keep you busy for quite some time.
What was all that down there, Tech?
No,
So it is not.
it is not an
What are you doing?
filing away.
Anyone else? Nobody else wants to talk to me? We have got 2 more passive points. Are we any closer? No, still 35. We will salvage. Ooh, our first shards. Nice. Nice. Salvage the blues. Take a quick look at the greens in a second. Now these things, these go into sockets eventually. And this is a tier 3 one. So there's like, I don't know, 15 of different types of them. And eventually you have the ability to take like 3 of these and turn it into a 2 pip one, and then those and convert them into the 3 pip one. So you can, basically they do different things, whether they're in armor, weapons, or something else, and they have a variety of different effects. And that's how you do sort of a lot of the end game tuning. No. That's a really good one. Okay, I'm sold on that one. Main implant, that's a lot more HP, less suppression. I don't think it's as good as the one I'm currently using. That inoculator, I don't think it's as good. Neural implant, nope. Purity seal. I'm already so pure, it's hard to know how much good a purity seal could possibly do me. Not really, no. Hand flamer and rod. No, that's not what I'm using. I like the flamer and brazier that I am using. Brazier. It's such a dicey one to decide how you want to pronounce it. Seraphim armor. I would really like to get the other flavor of armor going. Get a better set with better stats. Oh, we have a socket on this one. So that's an example of where you would plug in those little shards. Would be into the sockets. That's a lot of hit points. Not much else. Inoculator, no. Implant, a lot of hit points. No. Eye implant. Nope. And plasma pistol, and nope. Looking for the flamer brazier. We will now salvage those. And we will drop these 3 things, which are one of the league mechanics for this current season. The enchantment clamps. I haven't done a whole bunch. When we're actually in the combat area, you'll see down here we have like our health and stuff, and there's these colored little pips along the top. Those will allow you to lock them in for a certain number of missions. Otherwise, they are, I believe, randomly generated. Next mission.
I'm on.
Although the
I want.
These are the colored pips I'm talking about. Each of them has a different buff. Grants immunity to all dot effects. That's pretty good, for instance. And you can lock those in for some length of time. Note to self, try to blow up more containers and hope that they're the explodey ones that count for unlocking the heat spectre. Oh, I got the attention of some friends. Oh, they just come running in. They know it's their time, and they choose to burn.
Sacred murder.
Sacred murder. Sounds like a plan.
Inquisitor, I have analyzed the records of my communion. The administrator prayers in the digital marginalia indicate that Uther Tiberius fused an incorruptible soul with the machine.
But that is impossible. Unless you sacrifice someone who fought off a demon and became immune to corruption.
Agreed. Subject would be a former demon host.
Is that even permitted?
I could list 136 sects within the Adeptus Mechanicus, which would start a doctrinal purge based solely on such a notion. But my sect has always believed in digital martyrdom. I consider this machine spirit a miracle.
Now that you have access to the main
Don't
core,
stand there when you hear a little beep,
all records of demon hosts
because it
on the
means there's a
martyr.
mine. It'll blow up, and it'll hurt. Note to self. Self so seldom listens to self, in my case. It's a dead end. Figures. Tomorrow night, on Christmas Day, I expect I will start streaming at the same
Inquisitor,
time.
I've just completed my
About 5
diagnostic
p.m.
meditations
Pacific.
and reviewed the data. We can safely rule out the infection as the cause of your
2 hours from now,
hallucinations.
give or take.
Then what is it?
I'll
My
probably be
theory
playing
is
more
that the
of
visions
this.
might be residual memories leaking through a
overheated.
hasty mind scrub.
Oh,
They
there's a
could have
boss
been
hiding
triggered
there.
by
No wonder I
certain
overheated.
phrases or events.
That's
There was a
nonsense.
boss hiding
Stop
there.
obsessing about my mental
Not hiding it
condition.
anymore.
As you command, Inquisitor.
And I will also be enjoying some holiday spirits. Yeah, I'll be getting tanked. So it'll be starting about the same time.
I'm ready for my trial of faith.
More of the same game. And likely significant amounts of adult leisure beverage will be consumed. One of the nice things that Twitch kind of does is for those who don't have any other plans, they don't have to feel entirely alone on the holidays. A lot of streamers.
Savor the pain.
I did my Christmas stuff last night, my bro.
Inquisitor, as per your request, I have scoured the classified data
Of
limbs on
course,
this
we had,
deck.
as almost
I
everyone
think you ought
does,
to know
on
that all
Christmas,
research sanctums on this
celebrate
deck
Christmas.
were
Like,
assigned for
pizza.
demon host experiments for decades.
What? Uther Tiberius was creating demon hosts.
The sheer number of subjects implies that he was trying to create a whole army of them.
Uther Tiberius condemned a whole army to eternal suffering?
Note that the attached confession scrolls clearly prove that most subjects were volunteers. They wanted to be filled with unholy essence, then fight the taint and return, immune to the chaos. Any progress, Inquisitor?
Looks like I'm closing
Just
in
the
on
goodies.
Klosterheim. He may have an agenda.
And then a pack of
but at least
baddies.
it's culling the filth.
Like all ARPGs. Loot, baby, loot. Like all good ARPGs. We have another boss dude coming up here.
Beg to your false emperor.
He didn't last long. I am sufficiently badass.
I'm in the research cloister, Tech Priest.
Incorrect. You are only approaching the gate of the research cloister, currently under quarantine.
By the Emperor, you must be the most pedantic specialist I've ever had in my retinue.
Comment filed away for later evaluation. Proceed to the gate, Inquisitor.
I found the remains of a dead tech priest.
I suspect he is the one responsible for overriding the local system.
I'll push the button.
Sigma 7 Omega 3 5.
Interesting.
I should return.
More XP for me. But regardless if you're here tomorrow or not, have a great holiday or even just a nice Sunday. I have nobody who needs to talk to me. We have a chest. We're reaching some part of the game. That's the loot we got. And we get enough loot that at some point you start just basically, I salvage all of the blue stuff, even though I theoretically might get a blue item that's better than what I'm using. And eventually I'll even start automatically disenchanting the purple stuff. And if I get far enough to the end game, presumably the gold stuff as well. No, I really would like the Celestian armor back. Not until I can get some better stats. Melee damage bonus. No, the cooldown would be nice. 30 seal. More suppression, heat resistance, deflect. I think the other one's better. Seraphim armor. Not as good as what I'm using. Higher level, but kind of like the one I'm using right now. So we will salvage the rest. And we'll go on to our next mission. Almost.
I've obtained the...
Trust me.
He's still burning. He's still burning. And he burned out. One hit. That's all it took. That's one of the advantages of this kind of a build. Set him on fire, and you just, if necessary, you just do a lot of kiting, and everything will eventually fall over, well, dead. Toasty. Dead end.
Recoil, unclean.
Demonic infestation in effect. Subject 872K has breached containment protocols. Area in lockdown.
More bad guys. Well, you know, there's loot in here, so, it's an ARPG, you can't say no to loot. It's in the rules. Clearly stated in the rules. Teleportation beacons.
Demonic infestation in effect. Subject 872K has breached containment protocols. Area in lockdown.
Repent.
Definitely repent. But still, if they won't repent, fireworks. One shot, how many of them are going to run into the fire? Most of them.
Demonic infestation in effect. Subject 872K has breached containment protocols. Area in lockdown.
The Emperor's light has found me.
You really didn't remember anything, did you?
Some... who?
Some spoiler stuff here, so I'll skip through that.
I'm ready for the sacrifice it takes.
Clear the area. Well, okay. Me and Klosterheim are going to clear the area. We'll purge the unclean.
Tiberius wanted to create an army of former demon hosts? He sacrificed countless lives, sentenced them to damnation, only to make a handful of survivors immune to chaos? I think I know why the martyr had to leave the Segmentum Pacificus. It's insane.
A whole army of loyal warriors immune to the warp, ready to conquer the Immaterium? Once you would have embraced the idea.
I am not the same person anymore.
I pray to the Emperor that you are.
Die, heretic!
Nerdlings. Little pestilent annoyances. Oh, it looks like there's no way out of this room. I chose poorly. I don't think those count for the deed I'm trying to achieve, but if I'm wrong, it's worth taking a second to blow them all up. As I'm not sure exactly what objects it is I'm supposed to be blowing up for that achievement. But I knew those were blow-upable. Sometimes that's enough.
Burn! Burn!
And more of whatever bad guys want over there. Closing in. Whatever evil awaits. It's pretty big and evil.
Are you ready?
Time to purge the unclean,
No demonic presence detected. Lockdown deactivated.
Good work. Tell me,
I do.
Klosterheim.
the research.
A lot of
I'm not going.
spike damage. grab all of the nasty loot. The loot's not nasty, actually, it's glorious. And another escalation cache. I think that's got some of the escalation goodies. I don't have a key for it. Oh, dear. It's locked and I don't have the key. This is disappointment. Keys are come as drops, and I didn't have one. We've got another passive skill point. No quests popping up. That's a colorful looking banner. We will salvage all the blues. Take a look at the blues or at the purples and greens. More faith. Damage bonus for AoEs. Yes, that's a winner. That's a really nice one. I approve of this message. That one's not bad, but not as good as the one I just got. Let's see. What does this give me as the ability? Grants weapon damage for combo and melee weapons. Diminishes over 3 seconds. Damage bonus per enemy within banner range. Okay. And more hit points, movement speed, fear effectiveness. Sure. Quiet down there. Relic signum to cause burning on heat skill use. Okay, that seems pretty good since I'm already doing a lot of burning. More burning is good. Hate to lose the Thunderbolt of Authority skill, but it's just so good. No. Cooldown reduction for the inoculator. No. Signum reflect cooldown. No, cooldown is big later in the game. Seraphim armor. No. Holy sensor. Okay. Poison on physical critical. That was worth holding on to, I think. For now, at least. We'll salvage what's left. My Time at Sandrock, is that the game? Because I haven't seen it. I will give it a look because, if it's interesting, it's always worth at least taking a look, even if it's not my cup of tea. But I think I'm going to call it here for the evening. I should be back tomorrow at my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, maybe a couple minutes earlier, for a Christmas celebration. Oh, a builder? I do like some builder games. I will be here. I'll be playing probably more W40K Inquisitor Martyr Sororitas. And I expect I will also be enjoying some seasonal spirits, adult leisure beverage. So if you got nothing better to do, I'll be here to provide what passes for amusement on my channel. I hope you had some fun tonight. Hopefully you will see me soon. Have a great rest of your Sunday, Christmas Eve evening. And regardless of whether you're here or not tomorrow, have a great Christmas. I will catch you next time. Have a great night tonight. Take care. Merry Christmas and ciao for now.